Pretty face, funny hat. That's what my Blondie is.
Lovable feet, both flat. That's what my Dagwood is.
Blondie's not always right. I let her think she is.
All of my thoughts are bright, long as he thinks they're his.
Life with us is
Fun and crazy,
baby dumpling.
us and Daisy.
What a family. Incredible, bumsteadable.
Hurry, you'll miss your bus.
Watch out, you'll burn your stew. Nothing's too much for us. As long as with me there's you.
Dagwood and Blondie,
Blondie and Dagwood,
always with me there's you.
Alexander,
Yes, Mom.
eat your breakfast.
Okay, Mom.
And Alexander,
Yes, Mom.
if you must read, dear, I wish you'd read some other type of book. Something educational.
This is educational, Mom.
But son, don't you think that type of book puts funny ideas in your head?
Sure does, Mom.
Dagwood. Dagwood,
Oh,
I want to talk to you seriously.
Uh-huh.
Don't you think it's about time you gave Alexander a little advice?
Oh,
on
I
the-
give Alexander advice all the time, Blondie.
You do?
Only this morning I said, Alexander, see your dentist twice a year. And,
Dagwood, I mean a man-to-man talk.
man to man.
Yes, dear. Alexander's growing up. It's your duty to take him aside and tell him about the facts of life.
Oh, well, all right, Blondie, I'll have a little talk with him tonight.
Oh, thank you, dear.
Yeah.
Hurry up now.
29, 32, 48, hike! First and 10, fellas. Let's keep them all 46. Come on, pep it up. 28, 32, 46, hike! 38, 40. You must think I'm nuts.
Frankly, yes.
Well, you see, I'm a professional football player. I just signed up with the Boston Beef Packers. I just took this job to get in shape.
What happened to the regular mailman?
Oh, he's on his vacation. Why a guy needs a vacation from a route like this is beyond me. Beautiful trees, wonderful air, lovely neighborhood.
You haven't met Mr. Bumstead yet, have you?
Bumstead, who's he?
Mr. Bumstead should have been an All-American quarterback, he says.
Yeah? Well, maybe I'll run into him one of these days.
You will.
Well, see you around. 28, 32, 47, hike!
Well,
Yeah. Alexander,
Yes, Mom.
tonight after supper, you and your father are going to take a nice walk.
oh, we are? Oh, yes, we are. Yes, Alexander, tonight you and I are going to have a nice little talk.
What about, Pop?
Huh? Oh, well, your mother and I thought that it's about time that well, it's about time that,
Oh, go ahead, Pop.
well, you see, it's about time that, it's about time. What time is it, Blondie?
Oh, it's time you were leaving. You only have 3 minutes to catch your bus. Come on, Jim.
I ain't hurt, Coach. Let me stay in the game. Hey, where'd everybody go? Where's the stadium?
Oh, that was my husband. He was late for work.
That was only one guy?
Yes.
Oh, I hope the Boston Beef Packers don't hear about this. Oh.
Oh, dear. Let me help you.
Oh, hey, good morning, Mary.
What do you mean morning? Look at the time.
Well, I missed the bus. Oh, did Mr. Radcliffe want me for anything?
You're in luck. Mr. Hutchins has been with him for almost an hour.
Oh, is that the big department store fella?
That's right.
Oh, that's his building going up at First and Main, that great big place.
That's the man.
I use the same procedure on all my buildings. I have one contractor do the structural work, and then I have a firm, a local firm such as yours, handle the rest of it.
In other words, Mr. Hutchins, the steel and concrete work is all taken care of.
That's right. And if you can finish up the job for me at a fair price, that contract's yours.
I'm pretty sure we can get together on terms, Mr. Hutchins.
Well, that's good.
It's been a great pleasure meeting you, Mr. Hutchins.
Thank you. I'll see that you get a complete set of the plans right away.
Fine, and if I can relieve you of any building problems, you just let me know.
This isn't a building problem exactly, but perhaps you can help me out.
Oh, I'd be glad to.
Have you any children?
Me? No, I'm not married.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yes. Well, I hope my marital status will have no bearing in the prospects of my...
The contract?
Yes.
No, don't worry about that.
Thank you.
And you see, this is my daughter's birthday. She's only 14. I'm giving a little party for her, and I thought that if you had a boy about that age, I'd like to invite him over tonight to be her date. I'm new here, you know, and I don't know too many...
Say, I know just the young man.
Who's that?
Oh, he's a wonderful boy. Good breeding, fine scholastic record, every inch a gentleman. He's just about your daughter's age.
Well, he sounds perfect. Whose boy is he?
Well, he's the son of one of my, of my head man, Dagwood Bumstead.
Well, is that so? Well, where's he live?
Oh, 4227 Shady Lane Avenue.
4227 Shady Lane. Bumstead? I'll have the chauffeur pick him up 5 o'clock this afternoon.
5 o'clock.
Ah.
Fine. Good day, Mr. Hutchins.
Good day. Now, 5 o'clock.
5 o'clock. Bumstead.
Yes, sir?
Come into my office, will you?
What did I do now? Yes, Mr. Radcliffe.
Dagwood, my boy. Come right in.
Huh?
Sit down over here, Dagwood.
Oh.
Mr. Hutchins was just here.
Yes, I know.
He's a very important man, Dagwood, and we have a chance of landing one of his biggest jobs.
Oh, well, you can rely on me, Mr. Radcliffe. I'm for the Radcliffe Construction Company 100%.
Good.
In fact, I'm for them 110%.
Yes.
In fact, I would cut off my arm right up to there.
Dagwood.
Right.
Dagwood. Dagwood. There is nothing you can do at present. But Alexander can.
Alexander?
Mr. Hutchins is giving a birthday party for his daughter this evening. And when I told him about Alexander, what do you think happened?
What?
He invited him to the party.
Oh, he did?
Yes. Now, as you know, Mr. Hutchins is building that tremendous place at First and Main. Just the structural work has been contracted. So if Alexander plays his cards right, and Mr. Hutchins gets to like him, the contract to finish the building is as good as ours.
Well, don't you worry about Alexander playing his cards right. He's only a boy, but he's nearly as smart as I am.
Well, that's a depressing thing to know.
What?
Nothing. Now, the chauffeur is going to pick up Alexander at 5 o'clock. You make sure he's ready.
Oh, you can rely on me, Mr. Radcliffe. You know, maybe I should buy him something new to wear. After all, it's his first date.
Yes, that's a great idea. We have to make a good impression on Mr. Hutchins. You go right down to Blackstone's right now and buy Alexander a complete new outfit. And charge it to me. What am I saying?
Oh, hello, Pa.
Hello, Alexander.
Oh, what have you got there?
Well, it's a new outfit for you. You're invited to a party this evening.
I am?
Where? Well, an important client of ours is giving a party for his daughter. And you're going to be her date.
Who, me? Who, me? Gee, that's swell, Pop.
Why do we have to whisper? Yeah, well, you see... Oh. Shh. I want this to be a surprise for your mom. Now, you go upstairs and put this on, because they're going to call for you at 5 o'clock. Yeah. Oh, is it 5 o'clock yet, Blondie?
Not yet, darling. My favorite radio program comes on at 5.
Is that Art Support Shoe program?
That's right. I entered the radio contest this week.
What kind of contest?
Well, they give you the beginning of a sentence, and then you have to finish it in 25 words or less.
Yeah, well, what's the beginning of the sentence?
We should all support our arches because... Wouldn't it be wonderful if I won? Dagwood,
What?
why do you keep looking out the window? Are you expecting someone?
Oh, no, I was just thinking, what a swell evening it is for a party.
A party?
That is, if you were going to have a party.
I think it's a swell evening for you and Alexander to have that man-to-man talk.
Yeah.
Incidentally, where is Alexander?
Oh, I think he's upstairs with Cookie doing his homework.
Oh. Oh, Dad! My program!
Giant arch-supporting shoes are on the air. A little later, you'll hear the name of this week's winner. But now, our orchestra will play Romance in 3/4 Time.
Dagwood, fix the radio!
What?
Fix the radio!
I can't hear you. The radio's making so much noise.
Dagwood, please do something!
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Dagwood! It always does that when you use your electric razor.
What?
Your electric razor.
Oh, my electric razor.
Dagwood,
Yeah.
are you thinking the same thing I'm thinking?
Well, I don't know what you're thinking, so how could I be thinking what you're thinking if it... Blondie!
Alexander, why are you playing with your father's razor?
I'm not playing, Mom. I'm shaving.
Shaving? Dagwood, speak to the boy. Speak to him.
Hello, Alexander.
New pants and new shoes. Well, Alexander, where did you get these?
Shall I tell her, Pop?
Dagwood Bumstead, what's the meaning of all this?
Well, it's like this, Blondie. Alexander has a date with a girl.
Oh! But he's too young to be making dates with girls.
Yeah.
I didn't make the date, Mom.
Well, then who did?
Pop.
Dagwood Bumstead, you're too old to be making dates with girls.
Now, he hasn't got a date with just one girl.
Oh?
He's got a date with a lot of girls.
Oh!
And boys, too. Blondie, it's a birthday party.
Oh.
Now, you gotta let him go because I promised Mr. Radcliffe.
What has Mr. Radcliffe to do with all this?
Well, come on downstairs. I'll tell you all about it. Come on. Hurry and get dressed.
Okay, Pop. Thanks a lot. I'll do as much for you someday, too.
Yeah.
So now Mr. Radcliffe is using our Alexander to close his deals.
Oh, no, not exactly, but it will help Mr. Radcliffe and me, too, if Mr. Hutchins likes Alexander.
And why shouldn't Mr. Hutchins like him? He's a wonderful boy, and I intend to keep him that way.
Oh,
I'm calling for Master Bumstead.
well, come in.
Thank you.
Alexander! Excuse me. Alexander, your chauffeur waits.
I'll be right down.
Master Bumstead will be right down.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Well, look at him.
Oh.
Well, have a good time, son.
I will, Pop. Don't worry about me, Mom. I'll be okay.
I know. Have fun.
Oh, Mom, not in front of him.
Oh?
Oh, gee, Mom, you're still my best girl.
Oh.
So long.
Goodbye.
There goes baby dumpling.
Oh, don't worry. Oh, Blondie.
Gee, you'd think he was going away to war or something.
Oh, Dagwood, I knew this day would come. But I didn't think it would happen so suddenly.
Oh.
Soon he'll be getting married and having children, and then I'll be a grandmother. And you'll be a grandfather.
Yeah.
And then Cookie will be leaving us and getting married. And
then we'll be all alone. No one left but Daisy. Yeah, poor Daisy is still A-L-I-V-E. And when that day comes, oh, Blondie, wait a minute. Why are we carrying on like this, honey? It's only his first date. Oh, Alexander will be all right.
of course he will, dear.
Sure.
But I still wish you'd had that man-to-man talk with him.
Well, I didn't have time.
Dagwood.
Huh?
Will you do something for me?
Oh, you know I will.
Instead of having that snooty old chauffeur our son home, you go and meet him. Then while you're walking home, you can have your little talk.
Okay, I'll do it.
Dagwood.
Huh?
Do you remember our first date?
Yeah.
You're coming along splendidly, Alexander.
You never know I was a beginner, would you?
Oh, no, never.
Anything you wish, Miss Hutchins?
Go away.
Excuse me, boys.
Something for you.
Hello, darling. You having a good time?
No. Isn't that Bumstead boy supposed to be my date?
Why, yes, of course he is. Why?
Look at him. He's danced every dance but one with that little hick, Sal. What he can see in her is beyond me.
Oh, darling, a hostess must ignore such things. He might come dance with you if you'd smile a little. Come on, darling, your birthday. Cheer up. Come on.
Would you care to dance, Louise?
What's the matter? Did you finally put Sally's feet out of commission?
Why?
You seem to be having such a good time with her.
Well, I was. She doesn't make fun of my dancing like you do.
All right, so you're a terrible dancer. But I was willing to sit out every dance with you. But if you prefer that country bumpkin to me, you can have her. But remember, Alexander Bumstead, I'll get even with you before I get out of this one-horse town.
Hello, young man. Enjoying yourself?
Yes.
What's the matter? You have a spat with Louise? Oh, now, son, don't you give it a second thought. I've rented this house for the entire summer, and you'll have plenty of time to make up. Tell you what, let's do. Get some lemonade and drown our sorrows.
No thanks, Mr. Hutchins.
Now, son, I know just how you feel, and I don't blame you. Because just between us, as man to man, I happen to know that Louise is nothing but a spoiled brat. Now, it isn't her fault entirely. I had to bring her up alone, you know, and she's always had everything she wanted, and people cater to her. But you'd help us both out if you never do that. You fight her, you understand? push her around like that, because she'll do it. And if she ever takes that attitude, you shake her until her teeth rattle. Fight her.
Hey, you, no waiter's gonna abuse my son. Pop! Don't you worry, Alexander. When he gets out, I'll knock him in again. Listen, you, when I see Mr. Hutchins, I'll have you fired. Mr. Hutchins invited my son here personally, and he's going to be furious when he hears about this.
Pop, please listen.
Let me handle this. I know how to take care of these bullies.
Pop, listen.
Come on, get out of there. Well, all right, what is it, Alexander?
That is Mr. Hutchins.
I'm fully aware that's who it is. Oh, no.
Oh, yes.
No. Oh, no. I'll see you later. Good morning, Mary. Is Mr. Radcliffe busy?
Yes.
Yeah, well, as soon as he's free, I want to explain something to him.
Somebody beat you to it.
Mr. Hutchins?
In the flesh, boiling. He's explaining something. Say, Dagwood, would you mind keeping an eye on the board for a minute?
Well, yeah, I guess so.
Thanks, Dag.
All my guests through, and that water was cold. The whole thing was an example of stupidity and senselessness.
Mr. Hutchins!
And listen here, unless you fire Bumstead, the whole deal is off.
I'll fire him the minute he comes in.
Well, you see that you do.
Goodbye, Mr. Hutchins.
Radcliffe Construction Company. Who? I'll tell him when he comes in. Radcliffe Construction Company. What? Oh, no, we're not hiring anybody today. Why? Simply because Mr. Radcliffe just doesn't believe in firing anybody. Oh, yes, he's such a loyal and kind, understanding employer. Yes. Oh, no, this Will is just simply nothing he wouldn't do for any of us men. Girls. The people that work for him. What? Well, it's just simply no use of you calling back.
Bumstead!
Tell him when he comes in. Ah! Oh, no. Oh.
Yes.
No.
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 That you, Alexander?
No, it's me, Blondie.
Come on here in the living room. Wait till I read you the letter I've written this week.
It's me, Blondie.
I know it is, dear. Now listen. We should all support our arches because...
Blondie, you'd better forget about supporting your arches and concentrate on who's going to support us from now on.
Oh, all right, dear. But let me finish reading you my letter. I feel certain I'll win this week, and I... Dagwood, what are you doing home this time of day?
Yeah, well, I was fired.
Fired?
Yeah.
You mean because of what you did to Mr. Hutchins yesterday? But didn't you explain to Mr. Radcliffe that it was all a mistake?
Oh, I didn't get a chance.
Never you mind, dear. You'll get another job.
Yeah, but the building business is pretty slow right now, Blondie.
Then you can get into another line.
Yeah, but building is the only work I know.
Dagwood Bumstead, you ought to be ashamed of yourself admitting a thing like that. I know you're a builder. I also know you're a smart man, and a very clever man.
I am?
Of course you are. You could turn your hand to anything at all.
I could, huh?
Our president wasn't always a president, you know. He was a lawyer once. If he could do it, you can do it.
Become president?
Oh, no, dear. Change your line of work.
No.
Oh, but I bet you could even do that if you set your mind to it, darling.
You think I could, huh?
Yes, of course.
Just imagine, President Bumstead. Oh, Blondie, you have faith in me, haven't you?
Dagwood, I'm your wife. And even though we've been married for what seems like ages, I'm still in love with you.
That does it. I'll go get a job and I'll make good too. And I'll show that Ratcliffe that I don't have to come crawling back to him for a job.
Goodbye. Oh.
Huh?
There. Shall I fix you some nice scrambled eggs, dear?
Oh, I never want to see another egg as long as I live.
Oh, but darling, if you're going to go out and look for a job today, you'd better eat some breakfast.
Yeah, did Daisy bring the paper in yet?
Oh, Daisy's with Alexander.
Yeah, but where's Alexander?
Oh, Cookie, run out and get the paper for Dad.
Hey, where is Alexander?
Oh, he's out.
I know he's out, Blondie. I heard him leave before dawn this morning, but where is he?
Was it really before dawn? My. Well, now, I thought it was about 8.
Blondie, I'm Alexander's father, and I demand to know where my son is. As head of this house, I insist. I demand.
Stop acting like a caveman now and eat your breakfast. Well, we wanted to keep it a secret, but if you must know, Alexander's out working. He's delivering newspapers.
Delivering newspapers?
And what's wrong with that? Some of the greatest men this country ever had started out delivering newspapers.
Yeah, but Blondie, I'm supposed to be the wage earner in the family.
Dagwood, if you think Alexander is out working to support us, you're wrong. The boy wants to make his own money to pay for camp this year.
Here's your paper, Daddy.
Oh, yeah. Let's see now. Let's see. Help wanted. Help wanted. Oh, here's a job I could do, Blondie. Listen to this. Gardener wanted by old lady with plenty of experience? Yeah, huh?
That means the gardener should have plenty of experience.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Take the paper around to the back door, Daisy. I don't want that stuck-up Miss Hutchins to see you.
Well, what are you doing here? What a cute dog. Don't be afraid. I won't hurt you. What a pity you belong to some newsboy. I think I'll ask Daddy to buy you. How would you like that?
Here, Daisy.
Oh, no, you don't. If he wants you, let him come and get you.
Daisy. Here, Daisy. That's my dog.
Take the funny-looking thing. It's almost as bad-mannered as you are.
I didn't want to talk to you, but now that I'm here, I might as well thank you for getting my father fired.
Think nothing of it. I told you I'd get even with you. I was concerned about your family. Now I see I don't have to worry. But couldn't you have gotten something a little better than delivering newspapers?
You don't have to worry about my family. They can take care of themselves. And besides, you're just what your father said you were, a spoiled brat.
Why...
Come on, Daisy, let's get out of here before you get the mange or something.
Here's your paper, darling.
Oh, good morning, dear. How was your ride this morning?
Daddy.
That's the girl. Now sit down and have your breakfast.
Daddy,
Mm-hmm.
I want you to do me a big favor.
All right, dear. How much do you want?
I don't want a thing, Daddy. This favor I want is for someone else.
All right. For someone else?
Uh-huh.
Well, I can't believe it. I mean, this is a very pleasant surprise.
I want you to do something for poor Mr. Bumstead.
But you insisted that I call Radcliffe and have him fired.
I know. And I've been utterly ashamed of myself ever since.
You've been ashamed?
I've changed, Father. I've been horrible. Well, I've been nothing more than a spoiled brat.
Well, I'm glad to hear... Well, now, don't be too hard on yourself, darling. Are you sincere about this, Louise?
Honest, Father.
It's not a trick of some kind.
How could it be a trick, Father? When all I'm trying to do is right a wrong I did to someone else.
All right. As soon as I get down to the office, I'll call Radcliffe and fix everything up. How's that?
No, that isn't exactly what I had in mind.
Oh?
I thought perhaps you could give Mr. Bumstead a job. A better job on your new building.
Well, I don't know. All right, I'll call Brophy, and if there's anything open, I'll see that...
Let me speak to Mr. Brophy, Father. After all, I was the cause of Mr. Bumstead losing his job. Let me be the one to get him another.
Good girl. All right. Now you can go have your breakfast.
Hi, Alvin.
Hi.
Said Bumstead left the house yet?
I haven't seen him. How you making out with him?
Not so good. But it's going to be a different story today. I finally got myself in shape. Here, feel that arm. Hit me. Solid, eh?
Yeah.
I'm a hunk of granite, that's what I am. A regular rocket brawler. Today, he'll bounce off of me like he was a ping-pong ball.
That I got to see.
Thanks. 73, 48, 97, hike!
Honey, if you're going to apply for that gardener's job, don't you think you better get started?
Yeah, just as soon as I finish my coffee, Blondie.
I'll get it here. Hello. This is Mrs. Bumstead. Who?
This is Louise Hutchins. If it's not inconvenient, Mrs. Bumstead, I'd like Mr. Bumstead to meet me right away at Father's new building. Father has a job for him.
But your father was the one who had him fired from the Radcliffe Construction Company. Oh, I see.
So the least I can do is make amends for the wrong I did. That's right, Mrs. Bumstead. It's on the corner of 1st and Main. I'll meet him there at 9:30. Goodbye.
That was Miss Hutchins. She wants you to come down to her father's new building right away.
The building, what for?
Her father has a job for you.
But why?
Oh, never mind why. She said she'd meet you there at 9:30. Oh, you'll have to hurry. I'll get your hat.
Backfield was in motion.
I think it can be arranged, Miss Hutchins. What time did you say this man was due?
To use a trite expression, here he comes now. Mr. Bumstead?
Oh.
I'm Louise Hutchins.
Oh, how do you do,
This
Miss
is Mr.
Hutchins?
Brophy, Father's foreman.
How
Miss
do you do,
Hutchins
Mr.
tells me that you've spent many years in the building trades and are a very capable man.
Oh, that's nice. Yes, yes, thank you.
I've got several jobs open, and seeing that you're a personal friend of Miss Hutchins, why, naturally, I want you to be very happy.
Oh.
Now, what kind of work do you think you're best suited for?
Oh, well, now, I draw up plans, I read plans, I figure estimates and costs, and I'm very familiar with all the building codes, and I know the requirements of the fire underwriter's insurance. Well, I don't like to brag, Mr. Brophy, but I know the building business from A to Z.
From A to Z, huh?
Mm-hmm. I'll tackle anything.
Oh, I'm glad to hear you say that. Because just the job for you.
Oh, yeah?
And if you've got any push at all, you'll go places.
Oh, don't worry, Mr. Brophy. I've got plenty of push.
You have?
Oh, plenty of push.
Hey, Luke.
Yeah.
Swap jobs with this guy.
Yeah,
Grab that loose lumber and pile it over there.
I had a little...
Go ahead.
Oh, this? Oh.
Why don't you watch what you're doing, you idiot? Pile that lumber over there. Oh.
You ought to be more careful. A fella can get hurt doing a thing like that. Let me help you up. Well, my goodness, how did that happen? Here.
You idiot! What did you move that ramp for?
What?
You did it!
Oh,
You
no, no, wait.
numbskull! Don't you
No,
ever
wait,
use your
wait,
head
wait,
about
wait,
anything!
no, wait.
I told you to pilot! Look out!
Blondie!
Thanks.
Oh, hello, dear. Dinner's ready. Come on. Dagwood, what on earth happened to you?
Well, I went into this little narrow passageway, only it wasn't a passageway, it was a concrete form, and then they poured concrete on me.
Oh, dear. Isn't that your good suit?
Yeah, it was my good suit.
Well, never mind. No use crying over spilled milk.
No, Blondie, it was cement.
I know. Come on, let's go out in the kitchen. I don't want to get this stuff all over my clean house.
Yeah.
Oh, good heavens. Oh,
Hey, look, Pop's plaster.
never mind the jokes, young man. Come take your father's shoes off. Here, dear.
Yeah.
Sit down there. There you go.
Okay.
Oh,
I can't make it, Blondie.
never mind. I'll fix you.
Yeah.
Did you get in this mess working on the job Louise Hutchins picked for you?
Yeah.
I thought so.
Well, she didn't have anything to do with the kind of a job I got. It was the foreman who picked it out.
You want to bet?
Huh? Oh, don't hit me with that. I didn't mean to ruin my good suit, Blondie.
Oh, Dagwood, don't be silly. I'm just going to knock some of this stuff loose.
Yeah.
Oh, dear. Oh, well.
Look, now you ruined my suit. Look at it.
Yeah.
Okay. Where'd he go? Oh. You got any? Are you all right? No. You're gonna get her checked, you know.
Heat mine up, too, will you?
Sure will.
Okay.
Oh, no, no. Oh, Blondie! Oh, my. Oh. Help!
Swing him into third floor, Jim.
Look out! Help!
I'd like to take him to the top floor and drop him.
Okay, Mac, it's all over. Come on, get up.
Come on, Bub, open your eyes. You're safe.
I am?
Sure you are. Look.
Oh,
Oh, come on, now. You better go take it easy someplace for a while. Get your hat. Boss, I want to show you something.
Nearly every piece in that last shipment had some kind of flaw in it. Now get a load of this one. If the building inspector sees this one, we're cooked.
Ribbon a plate over it before he makes his next inspection. He okayed all the others, didn't he?
Sure,
Stop
but-
worrying about the inspector. I can handle him.
I know, but suppose somebody should get wise to us. What then?
Listen, I'm slipping you more dough than you ever dreamed about. Of course, if you're not satisfied.
Now, wait a minute, Ropey. Let's get this straight. I don't mind putting a plate over a small flaw. But when they come with cracks in them this bad...
What's the matter? Getting chicken-hearted?
Me chicken?
Put over it right away.
Okay, you're the boss.
Hello? Oh, yes, dear. Mr. Who?
Brophy. Yeah, he's the foreman on the job. Yeah, of course, I'm sure. I overheard the whole thing.
Well, Dagwood, you've got to report a dishonest thing like that. But there must be someone over Mr. Brophy. It's Mr. Hutchins' building. Mr. Hutchins paying all the bills. And if Mr. Hutchins is doing all that, well, that's it. Report it to Mr. Hutchins.
Yeah, all right. Yeah. All right, Blondie, but look, I'm talking on a paid telephone and I haven't got another nickel, so will you call Mr. Hutchins for me? Yeah. Now, here's what you tell him. You tell Mr. Hutchins that Brophy, his foreman, is putting defective steel all through the building. I'll be through in just a minute. And if you...
Chief Operator, will you please give me the phone number of Mr. Hutchins? He lives on... Well, information wouldn't give it to me. Said it was an unlisted number or something like that. Won't you please break the rule and give it to me? Well, I'm sorry, too.
Are you all right?
Oh, I think so. Are you Mr. Hutchins?
Yes, that's right.
I'm Mrs. Bumstead.
Well, I'm happy to know you, Miss Alexander's mother?
Yeah.
Well, I'm delighted to know you. I'm sorry it had to happen under such
Oh,
circumstances.
that's all right. Mr. Hutchins, you've got to rush down to your new building immediately.
I don't understand.
Something terrible's happening down there.
What?
Your foreman, Mr. Brophy, is putting defective steel in your new building.
Defective Brophy is? Who told you this?
My husband. He saw the cracked, whatchamacallit with his own eyes. Oh, please hurry, Mr. Hutchins, before something terrible happens to Dagwood.
Yeah, well, come on. You come along.
Oh.
Get down to my building as fast as you can.
Oh.
Sure that...
Yeah.
Hey, boss, is something wrong?
Plenty. You know the guy that boss's daughter brought around?
Yeah.
He's wise to us.
How did he...
Don't ask me how he found out. All I know is I heard him spilling the whole works over the phone.
What are we going to do now?
We're going to find that guy and fix him so he won't be able to tell Hutchins anything for a long time.
Where is he?
He's around here someplace.
Hey.
Yeah, you missed me. Nope, I am in a heap. What is this, a shortcut? Hey, grab him. Hey, grab him! There he is up there! I got him, Brophy! I got him!
Oh, are you all right? Oh, no.
Get that guy! Ah, yeah, you didn't get me that time. Yeah, Hey, put that back! Hey, somebody's gonna get hurt in a minute. No! Ah! Hey, stop that! Oh! Oh! Oh, Bobby! Help!
Oh, that's Dagwood. Hurry, Mr. Hutchins.
Oh, blood, stop! Help! Get him up! Let go! Let go!
Dagwood!
Blondie.
Oh, are you all right?
Where'd you go? Oh, I guess I taught those guys a lesson.
He's certainly did, dear.
Yeah. Huh?
Oh, get down there, Brophy, where you belong. You two officers, come in here. Arrest those two men. I'll prefer charges against them later.
Yes, sir.
Young fella, I don't know how to thank you enough.
Oh.
I'm taking an awful chance, though, arresting those men before I've seen the evidence.
Oh, well, don't you worry, Mr. Hutchins. There's dozens of those defective girders all over that building. And, why, when I was way up high there, and there I was, hanging in midair, 40 stories high. Yeah. But was I afraid? I should say not. So I yelled, "Come on, you crooks, all 10 of you. I'll teach you to cheat my friend, Mr. Hutchins."
Gosh, Daddy, you're brave.
Yeah, oh, thanks, Cookie.
Well, go ahead, Pop. What happened when the 10 guys came at you?
Oh, so I grabbed one of them by the scruff of the neck, and I got a headlock on the other one, and I banged their heads together. I said, and another one came at me with a knife, and I kicked him away.
Go ahead, Daddy. Only 7 more left.
7? Oh, well, I better see who that is.
Mrs. Bumstead?
Yes?
I'm Louise Hutchins. May I come in?
Yes, come in.
Oh, good evening, Miss Hutchins.
Hello, Mr. Bumstead.
Won't you go into the living room?
Huh?
Hello, Alexander.
Hello.
Won't you sit down?
No, thank you. I came here to apologize to all of you.
Apologize?
Apologize for what?
For what I did to Mr. Bumstead.
Yeah?
I told Brophy to put you to work on the worst job he could find. I did it to get even with Alexander.
Oh, that's all right. I didn't mind it at all.
Just think what would have happened to the building if you hadn't put Mr. Bumstead to work. Well, your father never would have known about those defective girders until something terrible had happened.
I know. That's what makes me so ashamed of myself. It's true what Alexander said about me. All my life, I've been nothing but a spoiled brat. Well, when I told Father I was coming over here to apologize, he asked me to deliver a message to Mr. Bumstead.
Oh?
He wanted me to tell you that he's canceled the contract with the other firm. And he's giving everything to the Radcliffe Construction Company.
Oh, he is?
On one condition.
Oh.
Daddy insisted that Mr. Radcliffe put you in full
charge? Oh, boy.
Oh, Dagwood! Now, you see how wonderful everything's turned out?
Sure.
Well, come on, smile, Miss Hutchins.
Louise, please.
All right, Louise. Now, you make yourself at home while I go fix supper.
I want you to do me one more favor, Mrs. Bumstead.
Oh?
Would you mind if I go with you?
Well, no, not at all. Come along.
You know, she's not such a bad scout after all.
Yeah. Takes a lot of courage to admit you're wrong, Alexander. Remember that.
Mrs. Bumstead.
Yes, dear?
I can't remember my mother. Daddy says that's what's been the trouble with me. If I'd only had someone to lay me across their lap and give me a good spanking once in a while, I'd be different.
Ow! Ow!
Do you think that's the favor she wanted Mom to do for her?
Yeah, must be.
Ow! Ouch, I felt that one from here. Supper's all ready. Let's go in the dining room. How about you, Louise? You'll sit down and have some supper with us, won't you?
Yes, I'd love to, Mrs. Bumstead. But if it's all the same to you, I'll have mine standing up.
Oh.
I enjoyed your supper immensely, Mrs. Bumstead.
Well, I'm glad you liked it, Louise. Oh, you go ahead. I'll see who's at the door. Oh, Mr. Radcliffe.
Good evening, Blondie.
Won't you come in?
Thank you.
We're all in the living room.
Fine. Dagwood, my boy.
Oh, hello, Mr. Radcliffe.
Ever since I let you go, my conscience has been bothering me, so I have decided to take you back.
Oh, well.
Oh, I should never have allowed Hutchins to influence me into firing you, but whether I lose his contract or not, I'm taking you back.
Well,
and at the same salary, too. I won't cut you 1 cent.
Oh.
Have a cigar.
Well, thank you. Blondie, did you hear that?
Yes, I certainly did. Won't you sit down, Mr. Radcliffe?
Well, thank you, Blondie. Thank you very much.
Allow me.
Oh, now, Blondie, you don't have to cater to me.
Oh.
I'm only taking Dagwood back because, Because I like him, that's all.
You're sure there's no other reason?
What other reason could there be?
Did you have a telephone call from Mr. Hutchins this afternoon?
Mr. Hutchins? No. Oh, that is, I mean, yes. Well, I mean, he called about something or other.
Did that something or other concern Dagwood?
What could he tell me about Dagwood that I don't know already?
He could have told you that he wanted you to rehire Dagwood.
Rehire Dagwood?
He could have also insisted that you put him in full charge of the building. Otherwise, you wouldn't get the contract.
Blondie, I don't know what you're talking about. I simply came here out of the goodness of my heart to tell Dagwood...
Forgive me, Mr. Radcliffe, for being so rude.
Rude?
I forgot to introduce you to someone. I'd like you to meet Miss Louise Hutchins.
Well, I'd be very glad to meet her, I'm sure. How do you do, Miss... Hutchins? Mr. Hutchins' daughter? All right, Blondie. You win. I give in. What are your terms?
You'll pay Dagwood the salary a position like that calls for.
Oh, no. Well, I should call Mr. Hutchins in the morning and find out how much he was paying the other man.
Oh, no, you don't, Mr. Radcliffe. It's not that I don't trust you. It's just that I'm not taking any chances, that's all. Louise, when you go home tonight, find out from your father what salary he was paying Mr. Brophy.
I certainly will, Mrs. Bumstead.
Are those terms acceptable, Mr. Radcliffe?
No,
all right.
I don't.
Now, if you'll all sit down, I'll fix you some nice hot coffee.
Thank you.
Yes. Oh, my radio program. Oh, it's probably over by now.
Some kind of a contest?
Oh, yeah, it's the giant fallen arches. It's a falling giant's arches. It's a contest.
Oh.
You have to finish a sentence in 25 words or less. And the sentence is, we should all support our arches because.
Why should we?
Well, it's...
Oh, never mind. No, never mind.
And now for the best letter of the week.
Oh, listen, do you think you've got a chance?
Quiet, dear.
Well,
The best letter of the week comes from Mrs. Dagwood Bumstead.
well.
Yes, sir. This week, Mrs. Dagwood Bumstead is the winner. And right now, our operators are trying to reach Mrs. Bumstead on the telephone.
Telephone? Oh. Ring telephone, please ring.
Yeah, ring telephone, ring.
Oh, we're still ringing, Mrs. Bumstead.
Operator, they're trying to get me. Please ring. Operator. Operator.
Blondie, how can they ring you when you have the receiver off the hook?
Oh, Dagwood, do something.
Yeah, well, please ring.
Oh, Miss doesn't seem to be at home.
We are, two of them. We're right here. Oh, no.
Oh, we're terribly sorry. There's no answer at the Bumstead.
Oh.
Well, better luck next time.
Dagwood,
Huh?
did you mail that check to the telephone company?
Oh, sure, Blondie.
Because they said they'd cut our phone off if the bill wasn't paid in 2 days.
Oh, I'd never forget an important thing like that.
You're positive?
Oh, absolutely. I remember it well. I had on this suit, and the letter was right in this pocket. I went to the mailbox to mail the letter, and I reached in like this and pulled the letter out like this.
That's it!
Oh, no, no.
Oh, yes,
Oh, no.
yes.
I do.
Dagwood!
Your attention, please, because our sponsor has adjudged Mrs. Bumstead's letter an outstandingly good one. We are happy to announce a special award.
Oh!
As an extra special consolation prize, we are sending Mrs. Bumstead a world's champion, the famous collie dog, Blue Boy, winner of countless show ribbons, considered by many dog lovers the handsomest dog in the world.
Dagwood, isn't that wonderful?
Oh, Daisy.